Hello and welcome to another update video about Adaah. So Adaah is currently in the resistance area that we talked about before and could get rejected here at any point, even though I would prefer for this C wave of wave 2 and Y to push a little bit higher. But then, this is just what would be ideal. Bottom line is we've moved from support into resistance, and now there's a high chance of getting rejected here again, even though, as I said, another push higher would be ideal to reach 37.6 cents to 37.8 cents in wave C of 2. What's the base for this, or why do we want it to go a little bit higher? So at the moment, obviously, the idea is that a B wave in the white scenario, there's a bullish and a bearish count, but as I said before, the bullish count needs to prove itself. So for now, let's say the more bearish scenario, it seems to be leading. And this scenario indicates that a B wave topped here, that was in August, wave 1 to the downside, and then an A, B, C structure to the upside. And then this would be wave 2, and the third wave down is to follow, then a wave 4 and a wave 5. And this resistance area is between 35 cents and 37.8 cents. And there's a cluster of resistance up here around 37.8 cents, 37.5. And if we look at the internal structure, we did say that for this corrective rally, this here could be an A wave, this could be a B wave, and then the move up could be a C wave. And the C wave typically has the same length as the A wave, and that takes us to the 100% extension at 37.5 cents. Now, it's important to note that these are just levels of interest, pivots, so a brief break above it by a cent or so doesn't invalidate the pattern. Invalidation of the bearish 1-2 setup to the downside will happen with a break above the 40.2 cent level. 40.2 cents, that's the formal invalidation point for, as I said, for the 1-2 setup. In this scenario, however, we would require further, to really then favor the bullish scenario, just an invalidation of the white bearish count doesn't necessarily mean that we will go to the moon or so. It will mean, it will open the door to the ideal third wave target at 51.2 cents or maybe even higher, but it would still need to prove itself. Okay, so it is worth to be on the side of caution here, because the initial rally from the 5th of August low to the 25th of August high, it is just a corrective rally in 3 waves. So while I label that an ABC structure, it could be, wave 1 of a larger 5-wave move, but we don't have clear probabilities because the initial rally is in 3 waves. It's clearly in 3 waves. So whenever we see a 3-wave rally as a response to a long-term downtrend, it is just not clearly bullish. Okay, it might be less bearish, but it's just not clearly bullish, and therefore we have to be careful a little bit. The B wave, surely, could have formed a top in this region. That's the white count. But for the yellow count to prove itself, we said it needs to hold support. Okay, it did that, but now it needs to break above resistance, and we haven't even done that. And then to be called a viable third wave, it needs to reach the 1.38 extension at least. That's my first requirement really for a third wave. And it would probably be also some kind of an ABC structure. ABC, that could be the larger A wave here. If then the next pullback, and that's really what is, if the next pullback is a correction and forms a higher low, then it could be a setup for a C wave rally. So A wave, B wave, C wave. And if it gets to 51.2 cents, we have further indications that the yellow count is leading. But again, it still means we have to be on the side of caution because it's only a 3-wave move, right? Which would be better, it would be more clearly bullish if the first move up was a 5-wave move, but it's not. And then I can add another support area for a wave 4. So essentially, there's no way around that. We need the 5 waves, completed 5-wave pattern, for a first confirmation that really the bulls are taking the lead. Until then, we have to be careful. Doesn't mean you couldn't trade it. Absolutely. There was a support area here which did lead to a nice bounce. But I would say the Bitcoin chart is much clearer for trading at the moment. And now we are in resistance. So as I said, in the very short term, would be ideal to stretch maybe a little bit higher. To label the microstructures in this C wave to the upside, that doesn't make much sense, I think. But it could be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So we might get another 4-5 pattern here to track the overall local uptrend here. But it looks very choppy and looks very weak, so I'm not surprised if it breaks down early, but I told you what would be ideal. So let's see what happens. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. Also, if you are interested in receiving our newsletter, okay, so then you can register for free. The link is in the description. I'll send it out later today or even tomorrow, but then you have something to read for the weekend. It comes out pretty much weekly, not every week, but we try to do it every weekend. So if you register, you can get the latest one, which will probably be delivered, sometime overnight, between Friday and Saturday. Again, the link for that is in the description. And also check out our membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.